Hi everyone and welcome to Just Love. My name is Paula and I'm here with Judy. Hi Judy.
Hi Paula, hi everyone.
Today we have another two messages. The first is entitled True Spirituality and the second, The Illusion of Time.
Okay Paula, first message, true spirituality. We of the star nations, who many on earth call extraterrestrials, also feel affinity and accord with the various spiritual teachers who have visited your planet in the past. One such as Jesus, Buddha, Krishna and many others as well. Our ways too are of love, gentleness and peace, which are virtues that all of these teachers have tried to impart to the people of earth. For it is only by following a path of peace that you will ever hope to attain reunion with the oneness you call God. There are many paths which one may follow, as many in fact as there are souls to walk them. But remember always, do not become so distracted by the scenery along the way that you forget your ultimate destination. Many souls in their quest for God become distracted and lost in a maze of superstitious dogma, rituals and seemingly miraculous phenomena of the astral plane. Such souls become enmeshed in these distractions rather than in nurturing the virtues of love, patience, tolerance and compassion, and taking the time to listen to the still small voice of the God essence within. Difficulties also arise with those who develop psychically but not spiritually, and as a result become so enamoured and distracted by the seemingly wondrous experiences of the astral plane of dreams, illusion and emotion. This creates a serious blockage to progress, both for themselves and also for others who become victims of their self-delusion. It is so very easy to forget God's place in your life. True spirituality is beautiful in its simplicity. There is really no need for ritual, dogma or great psychic ability when you walk the spiritual path. All that is truly needed is love. For where there is love, God is present also, for God is love. The path you travel may be likened to a circle, with God's source at the beginning and also at the end. No matter what you see or do or experience along the way, do not ever lose sight of this, for God is always there, ever present in everything you undertake upon your life's journey.
So, of the astral planes, souls get distracted and lost. So a few questions here. Can you expand on what the astral plane is? Is it the same as 4D, our bridge, our testing ground? I know all these labels, but that's all we have to try and make sense of our world. Also, does a soul come in with a pre-designed path that leads them to distraction, opposed to, as you say, nurturing the virtues of love, patience, tolerance, compassion, and listening to the voice of the God essence within for their lesson? And is it our free will that allows us to become distracted?
Yes, the astral plane is a bridge between our 3D plane of physicality and the higher realms or dimensions. People talk about the lower and higher astral, as it does have a range of frequencies because of the extreme polarity of Earth-human consciousness. It was originally created as a holding area for Earth humans between lives. Because we create our own reality through our consciousness, and Earth humans have been brainwashed for so long by the planetary controllers through very polarised belief systems, the astral plane between life experience can be very polarised. It can be created by our own mind as a heaven, a hell, a purgatory, or nothing but a dark void, depending upon what we believe at the time of our transition out of the physical body. In this way, it's been created by the controllers as a trap to keep humans unconsciously incarnating and reincarnating over and over again back to Earth, unable to evolve to higher levels of reality. This is what the grey teachers mean when they say Earth plane humanity has been cut off and trapped in a stagnant pool, cut off from the natural flow of the universe. Because the majority of Earth plane humanity is on level 1 of the human ladder, and therefore only able to access approximately 10% of our potential conscious awareness, we generally need assistance at the time of death to stop this entrapment happening. This is what the conscious dying process of Buddhism is all about. Unfortunately, not everyone has access to this, so higher level ETs, in fact a grey culture, have stepped in to provide assistance. Because the ET ships are interdimensional portals, the Greys are able to create a between-life experience at astral level that is more natural and non-polarised, where Earth humans can feel relaxed and comfortable, such as a beautiful garden or parkland, where the newly released human spirit can be taken to rest and receive healing, along with deeper teachings on what so-called death really is. That is simply a transition to a higher and finer plane of reality. Spirit guides who are a part of the higher soul self of the deceased are brought in to provide guidance and advice for the next incarnation, either back to Earth or to a higher realm, depending upon the level of evolution that has been reached already. Some people who've been taken on board ET ships during contact experiences with the Greys have been able to spend time in these astral plane gardens, parks, etc. The ships are interdimensional portals, and such scenes can easily be created. The Greys also enjoy taking time out themselves in these places. As a dual consciousness human Grey, I recall several occasions in which I've assisted a human spirit after death, taking them up onto our ships to help them on their way.
Yeah, that's right. You talk about that in the Zeta message book, don't you? In connection with the 9/11 event in America, how nobody, no matter how badly they were trapped under the rubble, were never left to die alone and unaided.
Yes, exactly. We worked very hard during that time, assisting people with the dying process. This too is why some people have seen Greys in cemeteries. They are not stealing souls, as some of the more ignorant researchers down here claim. They're actually assisting trapped souls. We take the departed spirit consciousness through to an appropriate dimensional frequency to suit their evolutionary level via our ships, which are portals. When there are mass deaths down here, our ship can resemble a busy airport terminal. After providing what we jokingly call the death talk, we then guide people through to wherever they need to be in order to receive teaching, healing or whatever, to assist them on their evolutionary path.
What exactly is the death talk?
It's an explanation of what death really is. That is simply a transition to a different and finer energy frequency. Earth humans are often in quite a shocked state after they've passed over. Some don't even realise they've died. There's so very little proper education on Earth about death, which is a huge pity, as it's something that happens to everybody. It's the one thing in life we can be certain of. And some people are in total shock when they realise that they're still awake and conscious, even though they don't have a body. They identify so closely with the body, believing that it is all that they are. They just don't understand that they're an eternal, immortal soul that retains total and, in fact, enhanced conscious awareness after they've left the body. Coming to a clear understanding of this is what self-realisation is all about. This is all explained to them during the death talk.
Wow. And what about coming into life with a pre-designed free will plan that leads us into distractions?
Yes and no. We all come in with the right intentions, but can easily be sidetracked by the extreme polarity down here on Earth. At the same time, in the greater reality, this can be a test for us to gauge whether we're ready to evolve to the next level or not. It's like there's two realities working side by side, and yes, it is our free will that allows us to be distracted. Even the New Age movement has provided a valuable test in this way, as it's been a time of opening up to 4D for many people. This is great, but at the same time can very easily distract us away from the ultimate goal of self-realisation.
Yeah, Judy, but can you explain a little bit more about that? Because opening up psychically and clairvoyantly is a huge goal for many people.
Yeah, I know. In her book entitled A Cave in the Snow, author Vicky Mackenzie quotes Buddhist nun Tenzin Palmo, who talks about spiritual practice as being the path to self-realisation. As she says, the whole point of self-realisation is not to get visions, but to get realisations. A realisation is the white transparent light at the centre of the prism, not the rainbow colours around it. The problem is if you get too caught up by seeing at astral level, that is, being clairvoyant, being psychic, having ESP, etc., these are the rainbow colours that can potentially distract you away from the central white light of self-realisation. There's nothing wrong with being psychic, clairvoyant or whatever, but it's not the be-all and the end-all. Self-realisation is what we really need to aim for, and this takes us beyond the limits of our 3D life that we're living right now.
Yes, I know what you're saying, especially if you get caught up in the ego of having such abilities and allow greed to come into the picture. You see this with so many psychic healers and readers who charge megabucks for their services.
Yeah, for sure. I can see this has happened quite badly with Reiki since it was brought to the West. For example, the title of Reiki Master was not used originally, let alone Grand Master that some people call themselves. And the money some Reiki practitioners charge is right over the top. This is total ego and greed.
Yeah, it's a real shame that some have gone this way. Okay, Jude, now we come back to the subject of reincarnation for our second message, the illusion of time. This message was given on the 23rd of March, 1992.
Wow.
A long time ago.
A long time ago. The belief held by many on earth that you live only one life rather than reincarnating many times is true in a way, because in the greater reality, all your lives are lived at once, in the now. Maris is hanging around, which is playing up with my throat.
Yeah.
It's only upon the physical plane that the illusion of past and future exists. Your higher self, your true self, may be likened to a diamond cut with many facets. Each facet, representing a life lived, must be rubbed and polished through the hard and abrasive action of varied experiences, hardships and difficulties throughout these lives, to eventually make perfect and shining the whole. When a higher self, a soul, which is the pure energy of oneness, wishes to experience life in physical form in order to gain experience, it must enclose itself within a protective shell, a physical body, or what we refer to as a container, to enable it to manifest into the limited three-dimensional world of matter. The time you spend in recalling and acknowledging past lives is not wasted. In fact, it is of great value. Recollections of other lives serve as stepping stones back to a deeper understanding of oneness and of the sole purpose of your higher self. As the Bible states, man, know thyself. It is this inner knowing that will open the way to your self-realisation, which is the path to universal consciousness. Each of your lives is as a single coloured thread in a tapestry or a brushstroke upon a canvas. To limit your conscious awareness to only one life is like looking into a richly coloured tapestry and seeing only one thread. Try to open your inner eye more fully and look deeply within, for there is far more enlightenment and understanding in seeing the whole picture rather than a single tiny thread, which on its own may seem without meaning, value or purpose. To gain a deeper understanding of your past lives, all you need do is look closely at your present life. Your present life is a clear reflection of who you have been and what you have accomplished in the past. Your present life, with all its likes and dislikes, successes and failures, gains and losses, and fears and desires, is a sum total of all your past existences. Just take a little time to think about this. Do you have any inexplicable fears or phobias? Are you gifted as a dancer, a singer, or a musician? Do you feel strongly drawn to another country or culture besides the one you've been born into this time? Does a particular vocation draw you strongly, or do you have a gift for certain foreign language? If you take the time to think deeply about these questions, it is highly likely that you will find a pattern forming, which in turn will enable you to tap into a past life or two. Once you've managed to access a couple of past lives, again you will see a pattern emerging, a common thread binding those lives together. From this perception, you will begin to understand that which is referred to as your soul purpose. It's S-O-U-L, not S-O-L-E. Perhaps you'll recall a number of lives in which you have been a healer, or your soul purpose may emerge as a teacher, or a record keeper, or a carer. It may take time and patience to tap into this knowledge, but once you do, your present life will take on a whole new purpose and meaning. And with this understanding, you will then be able to consciously lay the foundations for your next life, which in turn will be a reflection of the present.
That's really good. So you do explain in the message what I'm about to ask. However, you may be able to explain in another way. Most of us don't have memory of past lives. We can only see that one single thread in the tapestry of life. So we don't really have anything to compare or build upon. When you say a higher self, a soul, which is the pure energy of oneness, wishes to experience life in physical form in order to gain experience, it must enclose itself within a protective shell, a physical body. So what you're saying is that those three things, your higher self, your soul, and the pure energy of oneness are the exact same thing. The message then says that other lives serve as useful stepping stones towards a deeper understanding of the soul purpose of your higher self. So my question is the soul purpose of your higher self different from the soul purpose of your soul?
Well, yeah. In the greater reality, these are all one. Higher self and soul are just different labels for the same thing. The energy of oneness is probably a little more general as being universal consciousness, but we're an intrinsic part of that anyway, so our life experiences are included in the whole. So the life purpose for your higher self is that of your soul being the same thing. I know this all sounds terribly complex and convoluted, but if people would like to read more about all of this, my books are available through Amazon and can be ordered through links on our website listed below. And my books are Human by Day, Zeta by Night, followed by The Zeta Message, then Extraterrestrial Presence on Earth, Lessons in History, and my two most recent books, both Kindle editions and both also available in German, An Interview with an Alien, Comments by an Undercover ET, and Cosmic Spirituality, Blending Religion and Science in Oneness from an Off-Planet Perspective.
Well done, Jean. Thank you so much. And thanks everyone for listening. Please share, like and subscribe. Sending you all much love and bye for now.